The reality is that the creative process is about producing originality. So as a designer, you would hope that you're searching to do something original. So ideally, for designers, we should all be very different about what we do. At the same time, the consciousness, let's say, and the responsibility is also to do things that are relevant for humanity and things that make sense for the time in which we live, too. Now, there's always going to be derivatives and variation of anything and everything that we do in this world. But I think what I strive to do, and I think what we good designers strive to do, is to produce something that really has an impact of the moment in time in which we live. It's like a mirror, and it reflects the time in which we live. And if I really stick and work very hard with the contemporary criteria at hand, I'm also A, going to produce something original, and B, something relevant for the time in which I live. Because once a movement is over, we categorize it as a style. So really, as a designer, the last thing you should be doing then is looking at past styles to do something that's relevant today. What you should be doing is shaping the future style. The subject of customation, which is custom automation, is the notion that, or the idea that a manufacturer is producing non-serialized products with some mass production method. Now, with the digital age, we've started to see this happen. That you or me, we can start to personalize the things that we are going to consume. We're going to see one day that we're going to have the opportunity to more or less customize every one of these products. It's fascinating, actually, because you feel like you're part of the process and you're shaping what you want to consume in your life. It's fantastic, really. Now, how that fits as a designer, well, it's a little tricky, but I think what the designer is doing is they're setting up a little bit of the matrix, let's say. So they're setting up, let's say, the original that's afforded to be customized. Or they're even, as a designer, setting up the possibilities of customization. If I was a shoe designer with Nike and I say, okay, there's 20 colors that you can choose the upper part and you can change the sole to these 3 soles. Obviously, I've designed the 3 different soles. I'm offering the different colors. So I'm developing the larger, I don't know how else to call it really, the grid, the matrix of possibilities. So that's where the designer will still participate. The way I see it, at least from a point of view of a designer, and originally I'm an industrial designer, so I'm a product designer, so it was something I was educated with going back in the late 70s, that every product that we ever designed, we were taught that it either should be completely recyclable or that parts should pop apart very easily for reassembly, and that we have to be conscious of, let's say, the life cycle of the product, meaning that we should design the end result of the product as well as designing the product from the beginning. But with that said, design has to be conscious of being sustainable. And I think that every business in this world right now is becoming more conscious, but I think there's no excuse, meaning that you're either rigorous about it, rigorous about the dissipation of energy and what you actually do and contribute to this world, or you don't exist.